Hello guys, Nardino TV again, and for today guys, it's weekend. So nandito lang tayo sa bahay kasi maulan guys. Kung mapapansin nyo sa background ko, ayan, maulan. And as per the forecast guys, the whole weekend maulan, no? Nandito lang tayo sa garahe at dito tayo magkukwentuhan. Okay? So kung matatandaan nyo guys, yung isang naging topic natin dito during the changes na nangyayari sa IRCC, sa PGWP, sa international students stream, nabanggit ko noon na ngayon na humihigpit yung mga nangyayari or yung mga policy changes dito sa Canada. Sinabi ko noon, di ba, na mas mahihirapang maghanap ng work yung iba, and at the same time, baka dumami yung mga undocumented o yung mga illegal na nag-overstay dito sa Canada. And hindi nga tayo nagkamali guys, no? So, meron tayong nakitang isang article, right? Babasahin ko na lang sa inyo, and nakita niyo naman na siguro diyan sa thumbnail, no? And this is regarding dun sa mga international student na nagwo-work illegally, no? So, saka guys, na rin. So, makikita nyo na rin sa mga iba't ibang social media post, no? Like sa Facebook, sa IG, sa TikTok, marami, tsaka sa YouTube, no? Yung sa mga random checking ng CBSA, no? So, mga hindi po nakakalam, ang CBSA is yung Canada Border Services Agency. Dahil nga dun sa mga changes na nangyayari ngayon, I think yan na yung isang effect, no? So, mas nahihirapan ngayon na maghanap ng work yung iba. Kaya din sila napupunta sa mga illegal na work. Pero again, hindi natin siya kailangang i-justify, no? Na dahil sa mga changes na nangyayari ngayon, pwede tayong gumawa ng hindi maganda or ng illegal, no? Okay, so based dun sa article na nakita ko, no, ang title guys is Students Arrested for Working Illegally May Lose PR Chances. Ito yung isang mahirap guys, no, na dahil dun sa mga illegal transaction or illegal work na nagagawa mo dito during temporary visa ka, like temporary work permit or student, pwedeng makaapekto yon sa target mo na ma-PR dito, no? So, ang sabi dito, students found working beyond visa limits, jeopardizing their chances of permanent residency in Canada, right? In a significant crackdown, Canadian authorities have arrested 950 Indian students. So, ito guys, very specific Indian students, most of them from Punjab, for violating their study visa work regulations. The students were detained in British Columbia. Dito guys, during a series of raids conducted by the Canada Border Services Agency or CBSA across 187 locations. These students were found to be working more hours than legally permitted under their visa condition, raising concerns about their future prospects in Canada. What would you expect, diba? So, gumawa ka ng something illegal beyond doon sa work hours na pwede ka. Of course, makaka-apekto yun kapag nag-apply ka ng permanent residency mo, right? And then, as per dun sa article, ang violation is international students on a study visa in Canada are allowed to work a maximum of 20 hours, right? Nasabi na natin yan guys sa mga past natin ng mga videos, at kahit sa mga ibang mga vlogger sinasabi yan. So pag international student ka, ang maximum hours mo to work per week is just 20 hours. However, it was discovered that many of these students were working up to 30 to 40 hours. So parang full time, no? Driven by financial pressure. Despite the legal limit, these students were being paid for far below the minimum wage, receiving only Canadian 15 to 20 per hour instead of the official 35 Canadian per hour wage. Yan yung sinabi din natin dati na kapag wala kang tamang papel, wala kang tamang status, you are prone to abuse, guys. Kasi paano ka magrereklamo ikaw mismo mali yung ginagawa mo, no? So pag you are just allowed for 20 hours but you are working more, 'di ba? So paano ka ngayon magrereklamo kung mababa yung ibibigay sa na rate? Hindi ka makakapagsumbong kasi ikaw mismo mali yung ginagawa mong way ng pagtatrabaho. Kaya din hindi natin ini-encourage yung ganitong pag-work dito sa Canada pag naka-student visa ka, right? Kailangan mong sundin kung ano lang yung nakalaan na work hours para sa'yo. Okay? Tapos, sabi dito, the CBSA also took action against 187 institutions that were illegally employing students and violating Canadian labor laws. Tama lang yun, no? So, hindi lang dapat yung mga nagtatrabaho ang mabibigyan na aksyon. Dapat pati rin yung mga establishments na tumatanggap ng mga ganitong transaction, lalo na guys yung mga nagka-cash jobs, no? Yung mga nag-under the table. Dapat talaga mabigyan sila ng tamang parusa rin or fine, di ba? Para hindi na sila umulit, right? Makikita nyo ngayon guys sa mga posts sa social media na sabi nga, no, na yung CBSA is doing random checking, no? Tingin ko, yes, maybe random, pero talagang I think merong pressure na rin no? Kasi nga dahil dun sa mga reports na katulad nito, 950 guys, this is not malaking numbers, no? Kaya din siguro maingay ngayon sa social media na talagang merong mga nag-check from the CBSA, lalo na yung mga hindi sumusunod sa mga working hours or sa rules in pertaining to their visa status, right? So ngayon guys, ang question kasi, paano guys ang mangyayari pag nahuli ka, 'di ba? Ano ang mga violations or anong mangyayari sa iyo? Let's say naka-temporary ka dito or naka international student ka na visa, right? So eto guys, i-share ko lahat to sa inyo mamaya, yung link para i-check nyo na rin, no? So as per dun sa CBSA website, ang sabi dito, removal from Canada. If you receive a removal order, you cannot legally remain in Canada and must leave the country. Depending on your situation, your removal order may be effective immediately or after a negative decision if you had made an appeal. So merong mga tatlong types ng removal order. So number 1, departure order. So kapag nakatanggap ka guys ng departure order, you must leave Canada within 30 days after the order take effect. You must also confirm your departure with the CBSA at your port of exit. If you leave Canada and follow these procedures, you may return to Canada in the future provided you meet the entry requirements at that time. If you leave Canada after 30 days or do not confirm your departure with the CBSA, your departure order will automatically become a deportation order. And in order to return to Canada in the future, you must obtain an authorization to return to Canada or ARC. So yun guys, no? So pag nakatanggap kayo ng departure order, kailangan yung sundin agad. At bago kayo mag-exit or bago kayo umalis ng Canada, kailangan yung i-inform si CBSA na aalis kayo on that particular day. Para may record sila, no? Para kung sakaling meron kayong plans na bumalik in the future, makikita nila na sumunod kayo dun sa departure order nila. Alright? Number 2, exclusion order. With an exclusion order, you cannot return to Canada for 1 year. If you wish to return before the 12 months have passed, you must apply for an ARC. Exclusion order has been issued for misrepresentation. You cannot return to Canada for 5 years, guys. If the CBSA paid for your removal from Canada, you must repay that cost. Okay. So, yun nga guys. So, kung meron kayong exclusion order, hindi ka pwedeng bumalik sa Canada for 1 year. And then, kung may misrepresentation dun sa mga documentation mo, hindi ka makakabalik sa Canada for 5 years. Kaya napaka-importante nito guys na kailangan yung sundin yung mga required na documentation, no? Maging maingat kayo sa mga ganyan, guys. Sabi pa, di ba, kailangan mong mag-submit ng ARC, but again, you need to explain your side and everything. But kung meron kayong nagawang hindi maganda dito, ang hirap i-defend nun. Kaya sinasabi ko sa inyo, guys, huwag kayong gagawa ng something na makakaapekto dun sa papers nyo, right? Pag nawalan kayo ng status, huwag nyo nang balaking mag-overstay dito or what. Bumalik kayo ng Pilipinas or kung saan man kayo nanggaling, sundin nyo yung mga rules, right? And then, kung meron talaga kayong plans in the future, diba? At least, clean yung records nyo dito na hindi kayo nag-violate ng kahit anong rules dito. Okay? And then, yun nga, sabi pa, kung yung removal nyo dito sa Canada is nagbayad si CBSA para sa inyo, kailangan yung bayaran yun, guys. Right? Bago kayo makabalik dito. Now, yung last one, ito yung matindi. Deportation order, guys. With a deportation order, you are permanently barred from returning to Canada and cannot return unless you apply for an ARC. If the CBSA paid for your removal from Canada, you must also repay that cost before you are eligible to return. So, lahat ng gagastusin sa inyo ni Canada upon your removal dito sa Canada, pabalik sa country kung saan kayo nanggaling, babayaran nyo lahat yon, guys. Di ba? Ayun. Tapos, yun nga, guys, yung appeal, again, pwede naman kayong mag-submit talaga ng appeal, guys. But again, kung by the record talaga, meron kayong nagawa dito, like, nag-overstay kayo or let's say, nag-cash job kayo or lumagpas kayo dun sa limit ng work hours nyo, nasa record lahat yan, guys eh. So, syempre, pag nag-appeal kayo, di ba, lalabas yan doon and mahihirapan na ang Canada para pagkatiwalaan kayo. Parang ganon, di ba, guys? So, kaya, wag kayong gagawa ng something na makakasira doon sa record nyo para wala kayong maging issue kung sakali mang meron kayong plans na bumalik ulit. Okay? Failure to leave. Once a removal order take effects, you must leave Canada immediately. If you fail to appear for a removal interview or a scheduled removal date, the CBSA will issue a Canada-wide warrant of your arrest. Once arrested, the CBSA may detain you in a holding facility before removal. In order to ensure you leave Canada, the CBSA may assign an escort officer to accompany you on your departure. Oh, patindi yun, guys. Kumbaga, magiging wanted ka na dito sa Canada. Oh, no! Diba? So, guys, sinasabi ko na sa inyo, kung meron kayong balak na gawin to, na stay dito illegally or mag-work illegally, wag nyo nang balakin. Diba? Pag-isipan nyo mabuti, wag nyo nang i-attempt. Or kung meron kayong kakilala or meron kayong family na gumagawa nito, pagsabihan nyo, guys, na, baka lang hindi sila aware na Canada is really active on pursuing people na nag-engage sa mga illegal activities in reference to their visa status. So, pagsabihan nyo sila na wag nang ituloy. Okay? So, yun lang, guys. Shinare ko lang sa inyo. So, I hope you learn something on this post. And lahat ng links po, i-share ko dun sa description nito para meron din kayong reference. Okay? So, thank you again, guys, for watching and see you again on my next video. Peace.